1958 Washington Redskins football highlights. Presented by your neighborhood Amoco dealer, who sells you clear, white, unleaded Amoco gas. The only gas that guarantees you more gas per gallon.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jim Gibbons, your Amoco announcer on the Washington Redskins football telecast. Here with me is my partner, Eddie Gallagher.
Thanks, Jim. You're about to see the Redskin film highlights of 1958. The best in football as only the pros can play it.
Right, Ed. And Amoco Gas, the world's only clear, white, unleaded gasoline, is happy to bring you the Redskin games on television. Next time your gas gauge reads low, fill her up with Amoco, the only gas that guarantees you more gas per gallon.
And now, fans, settle back and enjoy yourselves.
The Redskins open their season with the first professional game ever played on Philadelphia's hallowed Franklin Field as they tangle with the Eagles. Eddie LeBaron, destined to become the league's champion passer, is set to pilot the Redskins. The Eagles lead 7-0 in the second quarter as LeBaron fades to pass. He pinpoints Johnny Carson over the middle for a 16-yard gain to the Eagle 44. Sophomore sensation Jim Podolly takes a pitch out around right end for 9 yards. It's slow motion, but it works too fast to suit the Eagles. LeBaron retreats from 28. Eddie lays one on the line to Johnny Carson. The ex-George Ace takes it in stride for a touchdown. The Redskins knot the count 7-7. The Skins move right back to the Eagle 26. Jim Podolly swings wide to the left. He streaks to a first down in the 15. With the rough, tough Eagle defense supplying the brakes, Sam Baker boots a 33-yard field goal, and the Redskins move ahead 10-7. The Eagles get back the lead in the third quarter, but the Redskins retaliate. LeBaron passes over the middle to Dick James for 18 yards as the quarter ends. It's LeBaron again, this time as he hits Don Bosler. The sophomore fullback changes his course and picks up 9. Dickie James goes wide to the left and dashes untouched into the end zone. The Redskins are back on top, 17-14. The Eagles fail to move, but look at these Redskins go. James gets good blocking to pick up 11 yards. Scooter Scudero scoots for another first down. The Redskins are keeping that football with time running out. A driving attack puts the ball in the 1. Don Bosler wiggles over for the score. The Redskins add the point to give them a sweet 24-14 opening day victory over the Philadelphia Eagles. Back home in Griffith Stadium, the Redskins meet the Giants in one of the league's oldest rivalries. The New Yorkers are on their way to the National League Championship. The Giants lead 7-0, and here they go again. Don Heinrich goes back to toss a long one. He hits Bob Snelker for a New York touchdown. The Giants hike their lead to 14-0 after one quarter. Field General Eddie LeBaron enters the battle to put the Tribe back into the game with a 39-yard pass to Jim Podolly. In one big play, the Redskins have chopped the Giant lead to 14-7. Skins with the ball again. LeBaron makes good a running toss to Don Bosler. The ex-Miami star moves 29 yards before a Giant defender throws him out of bounds, just 1 yard short of the New York goal. Ed Sutton going wide, cuts inside right end and cracks over for the second Redskins score. At halftime, the game is tied at 14-14. Early in the third quarter, LeBaron looks downfield and fires to Tennessee's Bill Anderson. Bill gallops 58 yards to the Giant 10, and the Redskins are beating the War Drums once again. It's fourth down, and the Skins are still on the outside looking in. LeBaron's pass is broken up, and the Giants hold on a great goal line stand. With just seconds left in the third quarter, Charlie Connolly passes for New York. Frank Gifford is there to make a sensational lunging catch. The 41-yard play moves the ball to the Redskins 17. On the first play of the final period, Frank Gifford takes Connerly's short pass, and he's off like a scared rabbit to carry to the 10. The Redskins put the rush on Connerly, but he managed to send up a floater. Ken McAfee takes it in the end zone, and the Giants take a 21-14 lead to win. A tough loss for the Redskins. The Green Bay Packers, annual Piedmont Bowl rivals of the Redskins, invade Griffith Stadium to renew a series which spans 22 years. The Packers won the last time they met in league play, and the Redskins are eager for revenge. Early in the opening period, Redskin halfback Ed Sutton carries for a first down in the Packer 45. Watch now in slow motion as fullback Johnny Olszewski breaks into the Green Bay secondary. He's off and running, and there's no stopping the Big O in this play. It's a 45-yard sprint into the end zone for a Redskins score. It's Redskins 7, Packers nothing. Redskins on the go again as Johnny O rolls up more yardage. He powers 21 yards through the Packer defense to the Green Bay 43. On fourth down, Sam Baker goes back to the 44-yard line of Green Bay to attempt a field goal. It's good, and the Skins enjoy a 10-0 lead at the quarter. The Tribe strikes again in the second quarter. Eddie LeBaron, the 1958 league's leading passer, throws complete to Jim Podolly on the Green Bay 35. Johnny O is having himself a picnic. He goes for 9 yards. LeBaron is only a little man, but he plays big football as he whips a 20-yard pass to Joe Walton. Walton grabs the ball for a touchdown. The Skins add a field goal for a 20-0 lead at halftime. In the third period, the Redskins are hunting more scalps. Little Chief LeBaron calls for a pass in the powwow, and when the fun's done, Walton is on the Packer 48. LeBaron sashays around till Bill Anderson steps into the clear. Then he lets fly a long one. Anderson has it. Touchdown, Redskins for a 27-0 lead. With the Skins leading 34-0, the final stanza starts with Packer quarterback Babe Perilli passing complete to wingman Max McGee. The big end tramples into the Redskin reservation and goes over for a Packer touchdown. But the Tribe is on top, 37-21 at the final gun. Next, the Redskins sharpen their tomahawks for their first 1958 clash with the Cleveland Browns. This is one of the hottest rivalries in the Eastern Conference, and the Redskins are primed for this test with the mighty invaders from Ohio. Milt Plum gets the Cleveland machine going. He pegs over the middle to Preston Carpenter, and Carpenter gets the ball, canters all the way to the Redskins 6 on a 74-yard play. Look at him go. Les Walters coming up to finally make the stop. Jim Brown pulls his way across to put Cleveland in front 7-0 on an 80-yard drive from the opening kickoff. The Redskins counter with a long-distance strike of their own. Ralph Guglielmi's lofty lead pass drops precisely into the paws of Jim Podolly, and Jim doesn't lose a stride as he completes a 64-yard touchdown play that evens the game at 7-7. The Redskins are on the go in the second period. Guglielmi takes aim on Johnny Olszewski, and Johnny beats a path to his own 40. When the Browns hold, Sam Baker gets the call. Sam's 35-yard placement puts the Skins ahead 10-7. Milt Plum gets the Browns rolling again. He has plenty of time, but no one to throw to, and finally takes off around right end for a 12-yard gain. Jim Brown bobbles a Milt Plum pitch out, gets in trouble, and gives the ball back to Milt, who salvages a 4-yard profit from the deal. It's 4th and 4 on the 4 and a bad angle for Lou Groza, but Lou comes through to tie it up again, 10-10 at the end of the half. After a standoff third quarter, the Browns bid to break the tie by sending Lou Carpenter crashing for 30 long yards. Watch him go. Jim Brown supplies inside power as he pile drives to a first down in the Redskin 37. Brown gets the call when the going is tough. The Skins are making it as tough as they can, but Jim gets to their 30. Lou Carpenter finds a nice hole in the left side and smashes to the Redskin 16. The Redskins' rock rib defense stiffens, but Lou Groza belts the ball through the gloom for a 26-yard field goal, and the Browns lead 13-10. In the closing seconds, the Skins go all out to reverse the decision, but Ralph Guglielmi's pass is picked off by Don Paul and returned to the Redskin 10. Paul loses the ball, but Michaels recovers for Cleveland. Jim Brown barrels for 6 big yards, and the Browns are knocking on the Redskin door. Brown scores the final touchdown of the game. Cleveland has to pull it out of the bag in the final 2 minutes to down the Redskins 20-10. The Redskins play host to the Chicago Cardinals, and they're off and running on the first play from scrimmage. Eddie LeBaron hoists a handsome heave to Jim Podolly. Podolly streaks for pay dirt, but he's tripped up in the 5, and it's goal to go, Redskins. Johnny Olszewski, the Redskins' hard-charging fullback, blasts through his former teammates, and the Redskins score first to take a 7-0 lead. The Cards make it a 7-3 game, but the Skins are on the warpath again. Eddie LeBaron triggers a toss to Jim Podolly to put him on the Cardinals' 21. Watch in slow motion as little Eddie LeBaron skips back and picks out Joe Walton this time. Joe wraps it up in the Chicago 10. LeBaron tomahawks the Redbirds with a touchdown toss to Joe Walton. The Skins have had the ball twice, and twice they've scored as their lead mounts to 14-3. The touchdown drive is on its way again in the second quarter. LeBaron passes to Johnny Olszewski for a first down in the Card 21. Cardinal offensive unit is itching to get into the game, but LeBaron hasn't finished his aerial chores yet. He pegs a perfect pass to Podolly, and Jim has himself a touchdown. Now it's Redskins 21, Cards 3. The Redskins are finally forced to give up the ball midway in the second period. Sam Baker punts. It goes to Jimmy Sears. Sears fumbles, and Jim Schrader picks up the ball and bolts into the end zone, but the play was dead on the 10. Eddie LeBaron knows the way from here. He rolls out and looks for Podolly. Jim gets his hands on the ball, and that's all. Touchdown, Redskins. It's 28-3. On the first play after the kickoff, the Cards hand the ball to Mal Hammock, and it gets away from him. Doyle Nix makes the recovery, and the Redskins are ready to roll. LeBaron has the play all picked out for this situation. He cocks his arm and takes aim on Joe Walton. Walton pulls it in to score. The Redskins capitalize in the breaks to make it 35-3. In the third quarter, LeBaron is up to his old tricks. He looks downfield, and Air expresses a pass to Joe Walton. It's a 38-yard touchdown, LeBaron's 5th scoring pass. And the Redskins move on to a 45-10 advantage as they win a big one, 45-31. The Redskins travel to Cleveland for another in their series of nip-and-tuck struggles with the Browns. These games are often decided in the final minutes. Don Bossler gets things started with an 18-yard rush. Eddie LeBaron hands to Ed Sutton this time, and Sutton slashes to the Brown 19 and another 18-yard gain. The Redskin runners are in top form today. Don Bosler bucks across, and the Tribe takes a 7-0 lead over the Eastern Conference champions. The Skins refuse to let the Browns Jim Brown through the line, so he bypasses it as he takes a plumb pass and bolts for 21 yards to move into the Redskins reservation. Milt Plum comes back and starts to his right as his receivers run their patterns. Ray Renfro breaks free in time to pull in the ball for a 29-yard touchdown, and the game is tied at 7-7 after 2 periods. The Redskins' Little Chief finds the reins in the third quarter. LeBaron passes to Joe Walton on a beautiful 18-yard play. The Browns defense, completely fooled by the great faking of Eddie LeBaron, goes one way as Sid Watson goes the other, all by himself for a touchdown. The weather is cold, but the Cleveland offense heats up in the fourth quarter. Milt Plum fires from his own 5, and Ray Renfro is behind his man for a 45-yard gain. His fumble was after the whistle. The Browns pull a cutie here. They give us to Jim Brown, who fakes a plunge and laterals back to Plum. Plum has all the time he needs to hurl a strike to Darrell Brewster down on the 3. Lou Carpenter spins and drives for those final 3 yards, and Cleveland ties it up again as the score amounts to 14-14. The Redskins have their minds set on an upset. Eddie LeBaron is rushed, but his pass to Ed Sutton is on the mark for 26 yards. LeBaron comes right back with a spot pass over the middle to Sid Watson as the Redskins invade Cleveland territory. They're within field goal range, and Sam Baker tries to get in the lead from the 44, but his kick is not good, and the game is still tied at 14-14. With just a couple of minutes remaining, the Browns drive to avert a tie. Milt Plum pitches to Ray Renfro, and Cleveland picks up a good chunk of yardage. Plum rolls out as if to pass, but he hangs on to the ball and races for 22 yards. With a little over a minute to play, Plum pushes across for the winning touchdown. Cleveland comes from behind in the final minute to edge the Redskins 21-14. The Pittsburgh Steelers, hottest team in the last half of 1958, come to Griffith Stadium and are on the move as Bobby Lane gets off a long one downfield. But Redskin defender Bert Zegers is there to intercept. He scoots all the way back to the Steeler 24 on a 34-yard return. Early in the second quarter, Redskin Ralph Guglielmi finds open field to the right, and Ralph rushes to a 10-yard gain. Don Bosler knows the rest of the touchdown trail as he picks his spot perfectly. It's a touchdown, and the Redskins draw first blood on the Steelers 7-0. Lane, who has sparked the Steelers to 5 straight wins, pitches another pass, but once again his toss is picked off by the alert Bert Zegers. Bert returns the interception 24 yards. Watch Don Bosler, the ex-Miami Hurricane, swirl around end and overpower everyone in sight en route to a 20-yard gain. With first halftime drawing short, Ralph Guglielmi connects with Joe Walton for a first down in the Steeler 3. The Tribe's big chief touchdown is Don Bosler, and over Don goes to vault the home team into a 14-0 halftime lead. Each season, the Redskins feature a Southern College band at halftime. In 1958, it's a colorful marching band from Mississippi Southern and the college's fancy-stepping Dixie Darlings, one of the all-time great halftime shows. In the third period, the Skins are camped inside the Steel Town 15 as Ralph Guglielmi rolls out. He fires goalward, but the bullet is snared by Steeler Dean Derby to end a Redskin drive. Back for another try come the scrappy Pittsburgh Steelers. Tom Tracy slashes upfield for 21 yards till he's forced out of bounds. Bobby Lane is confident that his overhead work will pay off soon, and right he is. Jimmy Orr latches on and trots the Steelers 7 points closer. It's now Redskins 14, Steelers 7. Steelers with the ball. Watch right in Jim Orr on a slick end around that nets 8 important yards to the Redskins 29. Bobby Lane shows why he's a great clutch passer as he fights off one Redskin. Then he heaves goalward. It's a perfect strike and a great catch by Jack McLaren as the Steelers pull even for a 14-14 tie. At the season finale against the Eagles, Redskin fans honor their all-time defensive great Gene Brito. Vice President Nixon makes the presentation.
I think above, but the thing that we particularly want to say is this, that we present this car to you, your fans, not because of your great playing only and because of this wonderful record, but because you, with all of these other old-timers here, symbolize the spirit of the Redskins, a fighting spirit, which means that win or lose, the Redskins are a great team to watch. And because you have symbolized that spirit, I present these keys to you today. Good luck in this their last game.
Norm Van Brocklin gets the visitors going with the pitch to Bill Barnes, and the former Wake Forest star runs for a 30-yard gain. But that's as far out of their nest as the Eagles can get. Van Brocklin is punting later in the period when Johnny Miller gets a hand on the ball to block the kick. Bill Fulcher recovers to put the Redskins on the Eagle 22. The Redskins can't get the running game going on the icy field, but Sam Baker gets them 3 points, and the Tribe leads. The Eagles fight back through the air as Norm Van Brocklin passes. Dick Lynch intercepts for the Skins, and the rookie from Notre Dame makes a sparkling return as the first quarter ends. Ralph Guglielmi, another Notre Dame representative, has the Redskins marching in the second period. He passes to Joe Walton for a first down. The Skins can't get much closer, but Sam Baker has the range from here. His 18-yard placement gives the Redskins a 6-0 lead. The Philadelphians finally find their footing as they send Clarence Peak smashing into Redskin territory, but they lose the ball as Peak fumbles and Gene Chukowski recovers. The Redskins are noted for their rushing game, and Don Bosler shows why with a 12-yard blast to his own 46. Redskin runners bring the ball into Eagle territory, and from there, Guglielmi goes overhead with a peg to Joe Walton on the Eagle 7. Ex-Tar Heel Terror Ed Sutton drives across the goal line with the first touchdown of the game. At halftime, it's 13 Redskins, nothing Eagles. In the fourth quarter, Jurgensen is back in the firing line for the Eagles. He passes to Retzlaff for a tidy 19-yard gain. Philadelphia is fighting to avoid a shutout. Jurgensen connects with Billy Barnes for his third straight completion. But the Big Birds bog down at midfield. On fourth down with 3 to go, Norm Van Brocklin returns to the game to punt. Johnny Olszewski signals for a fair catch on the Redskin 30. Eddie LeBaron is back at quarterback for the Skins. Just when it looks as if the Eagles have him smothered, Eddie uncorks the long pass to Bill Anderson. Bill takes the ball and sprints over the frozen turf for a 71-yard touchdown score to make the season finale a 20-0 shutout victory over Philadelphia.
We hope you've enjoyed these film highlights of the Redskin 58 season. And join us when Amoco brings you the live telecasts of all the Redskin games.
And say, remember when you're out driving to look for the Amoco sign of greater values. Only Amoco gas is all gas, untainted by lead, untinted by color. Only Amoco gas protects your engine against fouling lead deposits.
Yes, there's more for you at your Amoco gas pump. More gas per gallon, more engine protection, more mileage, more economy. Now, this is Eddie Gallagher
And Jim Gibbons saying so long for the Redskins.
Hail to the Redskins. Hail victory. Braves on the warpath. Fight for old DC. Scalp 'em, swamp 'em, we will take a big score. Read 'em, weep 'em, touchdown, we want even more. Fight on till you have won, sons of war. Shing, hun, rah, rah, rah. Hail to the Redskins. Hail victory. Braves on the warpath. Fight for old DC.
The Redskin highlights have been brought to you by your neighborhood Amoco dealer. Next time you need gas, oil, or any petroleum product, drive in where you see this famous Amoco sign of greater value.